people don't fail big exams because they're not smart enough. They fail because their study system is, let's be real, a disaster. And honestly, that's outstanding news. Because if the problem were you just don't have the chops, that would be terrifying. But if the problem is your plan, your process, your practice habits, your timing, or the way you respond when things get hard, those things you can fix. So today, let's talk about why people fail exams and, more importantly, how to make sure you don't. The first reason people fail: passive studying. And passive studying is sneaky because it feels productive when it definitely, without a doubt, is not. You read the chapter, you highlight the textbook, you watch the lecture, you rewrite your notes, you tell yourself, okay, I studied for 3 hours, but then you sit down to do practice questions and suddenly it's like your brain packed a bag and left the country. That's because recognizing information is not the same as being able to use it. A lecture can make a concept feel familiar, but the exam doesn't care if it felt familiar when someone else explained it. The exam wants to know, can you recall it, apply it, calculate it, explain it, analyze it, or choose the best answer under pressure? It's a lot like if you've ever read a book and got distracted, somehow moved forward a few pages and couldn't tell a single soul anything you just read. So the fix is simple. Turn passive studying into active studying. After a lesson, close your notes and explain the topic out loud to your stuffed animal. After a chapter, write down the 3 biggest ideas that you remember. After a formula, do problems without looking at the formula or giving yourself any hints. And after every study session, ask, what can I actually do now that I couldn't do before? That's a much better question than, how many hours did I sit here? The second reason people fail: waiting too long to practice. A lot of candidates treat practice questions like a reward they earn after they finish learning everything. But practice questions are not just a final checkpoint. They're part of learning. Practice is how you find out what you actually understand. It shows you where the gaps are. It can reveal whether you can apply the concept when the wording changes. It teaches you how the exam asks questions. So don't wait until you feel ready. Do practice questions early. If you're learning one topic today, do 10 to 20 questions on that topic today. Or heck, even 5 is better than nothing. Your early scores might be ugly. That's fine. That's expected. A bad practice score isn't the final verdict on your intelligence or what your final exam score is going to be. It's feedback. The real danger isn't getting questions wrong, it's avoiding questions until it's too late to fix what missing them could have taught you. The third reason people fail: reviewing mistakes too casually. This is huge. A lot of people get a question wrong, read the explanation, think, oh, that makes sense, and move on. But that's not enough. You need to know why you missed it. And there are dozens of explanations it could be. Was it a content gap? Did you not know the rule? Did you forget a formula? Did you misread the question? Did you rush? Did you change a correct answer? Did you narrow it down to 2 and pick the wrong one? Those are different problems, so they need different fixes. Here's the tool I'd use: a mistake log. It doesn't need to be fancy. Use a notebook, spreadsheet, or notes app. Write down 4 things: the topic, why you missed it, what the correct thinking should have been, and what you'll do differently next time. For example, topic, depreciation. Reason missed, use the wrong recovery period. Fix, review asset classes and do 10 more questions. Or topic, ethics. Reason missed, didn't fix the word accept. Fix, slow down on negative wording. That's useful. That turns mistakes into a study plan. The fourth reason people fail: they build the knowledge but neglect their test-taking endurance. A lot of exams aren't just knowledge tests. They're time management tests, endurance tests. You can understand the material and still lose points because you spent 6 minutes fighting one awful question while easier points were waiting later. That's why time practice matters so much. So start small. Do 10 questions in 15 minutes, then 20 questions in 30 minutes. Then build toward longer timed sets or mock exams and create rules before exam day. For example, if I'm stuck after 90 seconds, I'll make my best guess, flag it, and move on. Or if a calculation looks messy, I'll skip it and come back after grabbing the faster points. You don't want your first experience with time pressure to be the actual exam. Practice pacing before it counts. The fifth reason people fail: making unrealistic study plans. They'll say, I'm going to study 3 hours every night after work. Okay, love the ambition. But are you actually going to do that after meetings, commuting, dinner, errands, family, and being a human being with a nervous system? You may very well be Bill Gates, but for the rest of us, the answer is a strong probably not. Here's the thing: a good study plan should be honest, not I wish this is what I could do. Instead of building the world's most efficient study schedule that you'll abandon in 5 days, build a repeatable plan you can actually follow. For a busy week, that might mean 45 minutes on weeknights, one longer block on Saturday, Sunday for review and planning. And please, build in some cushion time. Life is going to happen. You need catch-up space, or one missed day will turn into, well, I ruined everything, I guess I'll just restart on Monday. No, don't restart your life every Monday. Just continue. The sixth reason people fail: they avoid their weakness. And listen, I get it. Nobody wants to study the topic that makes them feel confused, slow, or slightly attacked. But the topic you keep avoiding is probably the topic costing you the most points. So make two lists. List 1, topics I feel okay about. List 2, topics I keep avoiding. That second list, that's your study plan. Start with one avoided topic, watch one lesson, do 5 practice questions, review what you missed. You don't have to master it in just one day. You just have to stop letting it live rent-free in your head as this giant scary thing that you refuse to touch. The 7th reason people fail: they burn out and disappear. They study way too hard for a week, get exhausted, miss a few days, feel guilty, avoid the course, and suddenly it's been 3 weeks. Burnout doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes burnout looks like ghosting your own study plans. So build a minimum viable study day. Basically, in business, a lot of ideas get started with a minimum viable product, a simple first version that's good enough to test and improve. A minimum viable study plan is the same idea. It's not your perfect study routine. It's the smallest realistic plan you can actually follow, so you can start building momentum instead of waiting for the perfect schedule. On normal days, maybe you study for 90 minutes, but on chaotic days, your minimum might look like 10 practice questions, 15 flashcards, one short lesson, or reviewing yesterday's missed questions. That's it. The goal is to keep the habit alive. Consistency doesn't mean every day is impressive. It means you don't let one bad day become a bad month. The 8th reason people fail is that they let one bad score become a whole identity crisis. One bad quiz does not mean you're not cut out for this. One bad mock exam does not mean your dream is over. One hard chapter does not mean you're doomed. It means you found something to fix. That's all. You're allowed to be frustrated. Take 5 minutes, be dramatic, stare at a ceiling, say, I feel like a big dumb idiot, and then review the mistakes. Because the people who pass aren't always the people who never struggle. They're the people who know what to do after they struggle. Because everyone does. So here's the system. Study actively, practice before you feel ready, review mistakes deeply, train your timing, make a realistic plan, face weak areas early, protect your energy, and don't let one bad score make decisions for you. That's how you stop hoping you'll pass and start building the kind of preparation that gives you a real chance at success. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent, honest, and willing to fix what isn't working. For more study tips, exam prep strategies, and certification advice, don't forget to subscribe. We post every day.